Hi, everybody. This is Bonnie Barker from Bonnie Bay Crochet, and third time, I hopefully is the charm. Let me go ahead and give this the link to Hannah. Let's see if she can come in and find us. Let me go ahead and give this to our moderator so she knows where we are. Okay, hold on a second. All right, so I apologize, my deep apologies for some of these technical problems. I was having trouble with my phone about 20 seconds before going live. Went live. I had set this up so that it would broadcast in landscape instead of portrait mode. It's just the way I prefer things. And as soon as I started to go live, the camera did not remember the settings. I'm pretty sure I saved them. So I was having trouble. My camera was just not, my phone was just not responding properly, which is where I had everything set up. It takes more than just a minute or two to set these up to go live. So anyway, my apologies for that. And let me see if I can get my moderator in here. Okay. Oh, I see some people are finding me. Yay. Carrie, the Yarny Elephant. You guys, thank you so much for migrating over to my side. So sorry about that. Major problem with the phone here. And I was hoping we would be able to really do it right. I even got the right connector with my special mic that goes with my cell phone, which is just a better way to broadcast. So that my face is not so pronounced in these broadcasts. But anyway, thank you for finding me. So we have Guy Gone Bible. I guess that's Bobby. Hey, Bobby. Yes, I'm excited about our visit to on Monday in Kentucky, the blue state of Kentucky. And Kim, welcome from Texas, and Lita from Tennessee, and Ekstrom, good afternoon, and Dooley's Crochet, aka Julia. Let me go ahead and pull this over so I can read all the comments. She says, how are you doing? I'm doing better now. I just had a little trouble with the technical end of things and tried doing it again on Google Chrome. And for whatever reason, I didn't see the screen to make it public. Oh, blah, 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 blah. So here we are. We are finally here. And Jen Snow, good morning to you. And Arts A Mimos de Rose, welcome. She says, hola, Bonnie, hola. So glad to have you here. And Brenda from Pennsylvania. And Denise, hey to you too. And Sheila, so good to see you in the chat. She says, my notification was late, 9 minutes late, but glad to be here now. Well, Sheila, you haven't missed a thing. The original link just didn't, well, it was not working properly. Was trying something new instead of something tried and true. So maybe that's a lesson to us, lesson to me. Hey, Beth, good to see you in the chat. And in Red Hooked, she says the heat wave is affecting everything. Yeah, it is. I've been spending a lot more time indoors. I need to find out a time to go wash my car, but it's going to be either in the morning or the late evening. Oh, we have, is it Imaine from Beirut? Wow, welcome. So glad you could join us. And Kelly, yay, she said, I just found you again, was the first one on. I did see that, Kelly, and I have to say, because of that, Kelly, I saw that you were the first on the other broadcast. And because of that, I want to send you a book. I have Kelly Hart. Okay. All right. Let me show you what I'm going to do here. Do I have one here? Do I not have it here? Of course I'm not going to have it right here. This coming Monday, I have a brand new, well, it's not a brand new. It's an old design that's been around for, let's see, this was 2000. Okay, this has been around for almost 10 years, okay? This is the Fergus Shrug. I'm showing the back side. And here's the front side. I did add about 4 additional rounds to add to this collar to make it a little bit thicker, but I just thought it would I just preferred to do that, and I had the extra yarn, so I did that. So the Fergus Shrug design will be coming to my YouTube channel on Monday. Now, because okay, it is a part of this book, and this book again is coming up on 10 years. So it's part of a kind of a 10-year celebration of the release of contemporary Celtic crochet. So the Fergus Shrug design, the written pattern is in the book. And I want to give a copy to Kelly because Kelly was the first person in the chat. I did see that before things went awry electronically here. So I wanted to go ahead and do that. And later on in the broadcast, I might be giving away another one. So stay tuned. Okay. Kelly, I'm going to need you to send me your uh, mailing address where I can send this to you. Okay. I want to get this in the mail to you either today or tomorrow so that it will be on its way. All right. Let me get back to the chat because, yeah, it's just been one of those days. It's been kind of busy here. We've had family in town, which is always wonderful. But I'm just a little bit off kilter. I think partly because of that. Don't tell them I said that. But anyway. So Cecilia, welcome. She says, hi, Bonnie, Hannah, and everyone from El Paso, Texas. Yes, I know El Paso. Welcome, welcome. And Beth says, Terry is in training at her new job. She said to say hi to everyone. Beth, tell her we send our greetings and are thinking of her, praying for her. And Alma, happy Friday to you too. And she says to be blessed, you too. And then we have Common Sense. I like that. From Florida, my birth and home state. And Hannah, thank you again for being there and for finding us finally. I know I did not help you much. And Yvette from California, she says the first time. I am so glad you found this the first time, Yvette, because of all the issues I had with this, getting this live started today. So glad to have you with us. I hope you enjoyed the time. And Debbie, she says, found you again. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you for being persistent. You guys are the tried and true. I tell you what. And Wanda Gordon, yes, found me. Thank you. And Cynthia says, hello from Germany. Hope you all are doing well. Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, yes. I hope you were doing well in Germany. I just loved visiting your country. Gosh, I guess it's just been a couple years ago. 2022 was the last time we drove in that area. I'm trying to think. I guess we must have driven through. Yeah, we did go to Germany because we flew out of Munich to come home. So yeah, we definitely were in your country 2 years ago. It's always so beautiful to be, to be able to drive the Autobahn. My husband loves driving your Autobahn, by the way, especially when he's renting a really nice car. It's always kind of fun to see what he can do on that. And thank you, see Carmen, for joining us. Good to see you too. And Dooley's Crochet, good to have you back. I know I just started going live on my channel and I'm learning. Yeah, Julia, the problem that I was having is I set everything up a couple hours, 2-3 hours before I actually go live so I can let people know where I'm going to be. And for many months now, I've been using just my computer like I am today, but I really prefer using my iPhone. I used it last week and it worked really, really well. I took all the time on my computer. Maybe that was it. I did all the presets on the computer and I thought I did it on my phone too, telling the phone that I was going to be broadcasting in landscape. So if a landscape, for those of you who don't know, is in the view is this way. Portrait is up and down like they do on Instagram and stuff for a lot of the videos now, which is not a really good way to do video, but I digress. So anyway, so I specifically went into the advanced settings. I did remember doing this. I went into the advanced settings and set it to landscape mode, but it reverted back to portrait mode. And when it's in portrait mode, everything is different on everything that I do here, including microphone placement. So I decided to just bail on it and just try again. Took me 3 tries. Thank you, Hannah, for sending this prayer request from Kathleen. Says prayers for Max, who's 8, and Thomas, 10. Grandsons were in accident this week. Oh dear, grandfather died. They were okay with concussions and fractured nose, recovering. Yeah, ask for prayers for the trauma to subside. Okay, we definitely will write that down, Kathleen. Thank you for sending that to us. I am so sorry. That is just a very tragic thing to have happen. Conjures up memories of some of my friends locally here. I won't get into that, but thank you guys for in advance. I know some of you will be, praying for Kathleen. I so appreciate that. As soon as I touched my computer, I realized one reason I like to go to the phone. I know I'm getting distracted by the broadcast issue, but I like the phone because it's away from my hands. Where the phone and the computer, every time I touch the computer, you're going to see vibration. And sorry about that. Hopefully next week I will get this all, the bugs worked out of it completely. I was really excited about working the new microphone this week, but that will just have to wait. And let me say a word about next week and next 2 weeks. Really, I'm going to be away from home. Um, yeah, I have family here, so anybody that's looking for an easy hit on a house, don't worry. Someone's going to be at the house here in Maryland. Otherwise I wouldn't say that publicly. I'm going to be going solo on this trip. I'm going to be visiting my grandsons and my children and their spouses, and be celebrating there through the 4th of July. So I'm really looking forward to, a small town in the South celebrating the 4th of July. There's nothing else like it. It's so much fun. Did it last year, even though it was stifling hot, it was still such fun that I want to go back. So you know that if it's going to be in the 90s, but I still want to go and do it again, that must have been really fun. It was. And the best part is I'm not going to have to go far for the fireworks this year. We're going to be able to just walk there. So that's going to be really, really sweet. Yeah. So anyway, all that to say, where was I going with that? All that to say is be on the lookout for notifications. I may or may not go live next week, just depending on what the family has scheduled. I probably will be live. The internet is much slower, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But just be on the lookout for notifications. I will let you know my plans ahead of time. I want to be thoughtful of you all in that way. Okay. So let's keep on going here. So anyway, Julia, just know there's a lot of advanced settings if you want to broadcast in portrait. And we have Rosita. What a beautiful name, from California. I'm not going to try the name of the town because I'm sure I will not get that right. But so glad that you could be here. And Hannah, thank you again. You're doing a great job welcoming everybody into the chat. And oh, thank you, Alma. Alma says she has this book. Thank you for your support. This book helped in a small way for me to pay college tuition for some of my children. It's still helping me a little bit. Of course, it's no longer brand new to the market, but it's helping me a little bit to make some ends meet here. So thank you so much for those of you who support the work that we do, whether it's my work or anybody in the industry, in the crochet, or the knitting community. Thank you. And I know they would say thank you too. Just, every time you purchase a pattern, every time you purchase a book, when you just watch a video like you're doing right now, this is just another small way, and sometimes it's a big way, to support the work that we do and keep us, viable, and paying our mortgages and living indoors in the wintertime and eating 3 meals a day. Very important things. We really appreciate that. Um, yeah. And we have Brat's mom in the chat says, "Good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, and all my dear Yarnies from sunny, hot, and humid Southwest Chicago suburbs. Hope everyone is having a blessed day." Yes, I am with you guys now. So yes, thank you so much, Linda. Oh, okay. So Hannah has a question. Can someone with Brazilian currency buy your books? Um, Yeah, I think so. If you are in Brazil, I would just check your online booksellers, whether that be Amazon or any other, online booksellers. Just look up the book, and see if it's there. I know Amazon worldwide has these available, and many of my other books as well. So yeah, but I can't personally, and I don't. And with my Etsy shop, I do sell some of my books, most of my books on my Etsy store and then ship out from here. Just to let you know, I'm going to be taking those down for the 2 weeks or so that I'm out of town, just simply because I can't fit my inventory into my Miata as I'm traveling down south. I have room basically for my clothes, and my yarn and me. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to be taking a kind of a real vacation, which will be a workcation, serving my daughter and trying to help her get her house reorganized. But I will be on social media from time to time, and I will be, like I said, be releasing new things that are already pre-scheduled. And I'm going to get to showing you some more of those things in just a minute. Let me get through some more. I just wanted to greet you all. Um, just spend a little more time with that this morning. And thank you, Ars Memos de Rosa, your kind encouragement there on the I'm losing my vocabulary again, on the shrug that I showed you. So thank you so much. And by the way, the shrug is a very easy design. And well, the cables are an intermediate design, but the actual construction of the sweater is something that is easy and would be a really good starting place if you're looking for a first time garment. All right. Of course, the cables are not a beginning level, so it is still intermediate. And Infinitely Zero, Nessa. Okay. She said, "This is a great book. I am making a wrap from it." Well, thank you, Nessa. I do have several designs. I won't go through all of them, but I do have, I think, 5 or 6 designs out of this book that are actually on my channel. So if you're looking for a stole or a shawl or a poncho or a bag or something like that, you can just look into the playlist and look under, or actually one of the playlists just says contemporary Celtic crochet, and it has a list of the things, the designs that do have videos. Of course, when this book was first written and created, YouTube was not a thing as it is now. And yeah, so that was all in the baby stage. And but I was able to go back and put some videos on. Of course, I can't give you the pattern. This will be up soon. The shrug will be up very soon on the watch channel. Of course, I'm not able to give the pattern complimentary like I usually do, simply because I don't own the copyrights to the work, as part of the contractual agreements that you sign when you write books with professional publishers, is the rights to the work become theirs. So that's just part of the deal. So I just to let you know, if you don't see the pattern there, that there's a good reason for it, and I will specify that. While we're talking about the watch channel, I just wanted to thank those who were able to participate yesterday. We had a small class, but it was a very good class. Um, the watch channel, for those of you who don't know, it's a paid subscriber channel. It's $7.95 a month or $79.50 for the year. Okay, what do you get with that? Well, you get a little bit more than a cup of coffee and a bagel, like, which is pretty much about, if you can even get it for that price anymore. That's about all it'll buy you out and about. I don't even think it'll buy you a McDonald's meal anymore. Not that you should be eating McDonald's meals, but anyway, I'm getting into trouble here. But with this channel, I have many designs just like that are on YouTube here, but without commercials, without interruptions, without any kind of spam. And there are additional designs that don't appear on my public channel. These are designs that you could only get through the purchase of a pattern. But on this particular platform, which is the watch.bonniebaycrochet.com, there's a link in the video description. Um, you can download for most of the designs. Now, the designs that are different from this, like this one, obviously, like I said, this is owned by the publisher. I cannot make that a complimentary, but about 85 to 90% of the designs on there I own, and you can download the PDF right then and there, no extra cost. Um, we also have um, a Zoom class, a live Zoom class that you can participate in at least once a month. At least that's my goal. I may have more during the winter time when there's just not much else to do. But I will have a watch Zoom class every month. And again, that's no extra charge. There are many classes I see out there online that are live with teachers, and they can cost you anywhere from $50 to $100 for one class. I'm just saying, for one class. This comes complimentary with the $7.95 a month. Anyway, this past week, where there it is. Show you my sample. Yesterday was our class for June, and it was learn to make an easy Celtic knot keychain. And this is the one that I made in Jennifer's class. So I was able to moderate while my friend Jennifer Ryan of Celtic Knot Crochet um, taught a 2-hour class, and just about everybody was able to complete the design in a 2-hour period. Okay, so that was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to adding this to my suitcase, or maybe my guitar case or something like that, so that I can just kind of you know make it a little more special. Um, so anyway, that class was really great yesterday. It was a lot of fun to hang out with my friend. And by the way, Jennifer Ryan will also be in Pittsburgh for the Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival. I'll also be there. We'll both be teaching classes. And let me tell you a little bit about the classes that I'll be teaching. I'll be teaching Intro to Crocheting Post Cables, Crocheting Beautiful Trims and Borders. Those are both on Friday. Each of these classes are 3 hours long. On Saturday, 4 ways to crochet the traditional granny square. And on Saturday in the afternoon, 3 ways to crochet braided cable. So those will be the 4 classes I'll be teaching. Um, Jennifer will be teaching about 6 classes there. So if you are looking for something fun to do, Pittsburgh is a very economical place to do it. It's in a place called Green Tree, Pennsylvania, which is out, kind of outside the Beltway, just outside of the city of Pittsburgh. So you're not having to, worry with parking in town or anything. The parking is easy at the hotel. Very large, beautiful yarn market, and lots of friendly faces. So and again, probably one of the most economically priced live conferences that I've ever been to, and also probably one of the more friendlier ones too. So really looking forward to that. And if you're not interested in learning more crochet, you want to take a knit class or a spinning class, or they have quilting classes, all sorts of things, all in one place under one roof for 3 glorious days. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I will be there Friday and Saturday. And newsflash, da-da-da, da-da-da, I have found out from Jennifer that we might be doing a mid-Saturday lunch special in the marketplace. Jennifer and I have been in cahoots for years doing just crazy, silly musical parodies together. And it looks like we'll be doing about a half an hour together in the marketplace on Saturday from, I think, like 1:15 to 1:45 or something like that. Hold that time in place lightly. That's, I think, the tentative plan. Of course, that could change a bit, but I'll let you know if it does. So we're going to begin working on just doing something just fun and silly, involving some kind of music together. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's really great. Okay, now a new Zoom class. I wanted to get back to this. There's a new Zoom class for the Watch Channel subscribers. And for this class, I do not require you to send me your email. You don't have to do that, because this is not a class where we're working yarn and I have to see what you're doing or anything like that. It's more of a lecture style class, but there will be interaction where we can ask questions. And so it would be great to be able to see everybody's faces in that as well. But there's room for a larger group of people. So I don't need to, try to, minimize who can come. And it's called How to Take Great Photos of Your Crochet. Of course, you can fill in the word crochet, how to take great photos of your family, or how to take great photos of your, I don't know, still life, your knitting, your crafting, your quilts, whatever. But it's kind of a very basic and I think fun way to look at photography. You don't have to go out and buy, $2,000 camera or anything like that. If you just even have a cell phone, we'll be talking about the cell phones a bit, and just even what we talk about can be applied to any kind of a camera. We're not going to be talking, technically about the inner workings or anything like that, of which button to push or anything like that. But it's just general principles of basic photography. But I think it'll be fun. And uh, I have taught this publicly a couple of times. So this is a class again that I have taught at conferences with a fee of the conference, anywhere from $75 to $125 to attend. And we're going to be teaching this over Zoom, and it's just all inclusive with your watch membership. So, um, not trying to push that real hard, but if you're looking for a place to just continue to grow your crochet and learn new skills, this could be the place. I am also in dialogue with another crochet friend of mine who is a designer. um, I'm not going to mention names just yet, but she may also be a guest teacher for the watch channel. So depending on how, what kind of a response I get going forward, I may try to add, classes. And to let you all know, I know I'm a little long-winded on this one. Yesterday's class is now available on the watch channel. If you are a watch subscriber, be sure that you download the PDF, which is a worksheet that you're going to need if you're going to do the class along with Jennifer and the rest of the group. Okay. So just wanted to let you know that. Have I gotten through a lot? Whew, boy, I was covering a lot of ground there. Getting really behind over here, but that's okay. And Kelly says, "Oh, Kelly, by the way, I got your picture. I responded to your email. Your scarf looks amazing. It looks beautiful, hon. You got the technique down. You've got this." Um, and Kelly says we're supposed to get 60% chance for rain and thunderstorms. Yep, this is the summer. Yep, that's pretty common here too. And good morning to you, Angie and Debbie. And thanks for the reminder of the thumbs up. If you all can do that, that would be great. No pressure though. And if we've gotten Kathleen's prayer, we will be praying for your family, Kathleen. Um, and she says, yes, grateful for the miracle. It wasn't worse for the boys. Yeah, we had a local story here where it was in reverse, where the child driver passed away, but the grandfather did not. And that was just excruciating for our family. Um, I believe, yeah, it was just very tough. My heart gets sad just thinking about it, even years later. Um, and glad you're here to stay, Alana. And thank you for your prayers, Wanda. And thank you, Alana, for the thumbs up reminder as well. And Hannah, thank you again for caring for everybody. And Darlene, happy Friday to you. She says she's calling us or joining us from Florida. And yeah, Dooley's Crochet says, I go under advanced settings and use horizontal. That's exactly what I did. I did that this morning. And for whatever reason, the phone did not remember it. And yeah, electronics, sometimes they get the best of me. Um, all right. And Elaine says, I sent you some pictures of the baby set of clothes. Had a lot of fun putting them together. I'll have to look for that. I didn't see it this morning, Elaine, but I will try to see if I have them somewhere. And thank you, Alma, for taking care of our friend Kathleen. Lots and lots and lots of Lots of comments. Oh my goodness, I'm getting behind. Well, before I get back to the comments, let me give you just some fun eye candy of things to come. I finished this week, and I'm really excited for this because I wasn't sure how this color was going to work. I'm calling this my sun-kissed blueberry shawl. Okay. And I just want to show you those little pops of blue and white in between are little shells that I made with double crochets. The rest are wattle stitches. And it is an asymmetrical, you can see asymmetrical, but yet it's large enough. Is practically the size of a normal shawl. Okay, so you can wear this, and it's completely reversible, which is unusual for some crochet. You can wear it as as a shawl. It can be worn, of course, any of these can be worn as a scarf. You can do all sorts of things with the ends and use in different types of buttons and connectors and really have fun with it. You can wear it, off the shoulder, whatever. And these are great for just having in your bag in the summertime. I mean, wintertime, of course, yeah, you can wear them wherever, whenever. But even in the summertime, you're just taking this out and putting it over your shoulders a little bit. If you're a little chilly in the restaurants that tend to crank the AC down to a cool temperature. And let me just tell you a little bit about the yarn. The yarn that I used, you'll learn more about it when the video is released, but it's called the planned pooling. If you can imagine just a very large, the hank, when the hank of yarn is unwound, and just a little portion of that yarn as it's spun around, just a small portion, one end of that is colored differently. So what you do in this particular type of design is to just crochet along in pattern stitch, and then when the yarn changes, then you do something a little different, and that's when I chose to do the little shells to kind of group the coloring together to give it that effect. So real excited about this. It's a easy, one of those easy, almost I want to say brainless, but nothing is truly brainless, but you know what I mean. It's a relaxing kind of a way to crochet. You're not tied to a pattern in the same way. And once you get past the first, I don't know, 20 or so rows, and it just goes. Here's another example, but using different type of yarn. And this is yarn that my friend Jeannie gave me in Pittsburgh. So the little pops of color are multicolored. Isn't that cool? So you have a little multicolor rainbow there. And then I just crocheted the shell out of that, grouping the colors together. And so it looks almost like a bunch of butterflies, I think, on the shawl, or just, a bunch of randomly blooming flowers. So this is just one pattern, but two different types of yarn. So if you're looking for yarn to make something like this, you're going to want to find yarn that is called planned pooling. And I use the fingering weight. Not the planned pooling that you would get from, let's say, Red Heart Yarns or something like this. This would be probably more from Etsy sellers or online indie dyers. Let me show you another example of what you can do with this yarn. And this is an example of get it off of there, of a shawl that's already on my channel. And instead of doing a shell, you have popcorn. Okay. So this is another design, but using the same sort of yarn. Again, it's an asymmetrical. You start down here and you're going to increase on one side only until the shawl or the scarf reaches the size that you desire. So I think this is called the Playful Popcorn Scarf or Shawl. And again, you can check that out. Just look under the shawls playlist, and it's right there on the channel. All right, let me clear my spot here. And let me show you one more. I think I've showed this to you before, but this will be coming out probably in a few weeks. I don't have an exact date yet, but probably sometime in July. I'm calling this Joseph's blanket. Just from the story in the Old Testament of, Joseph in a coat of many colors. And this is made using the Lion Brand Mandala bonus bundle. It's the real big bundle. I think there are over 1,100 yards in the bundle. It's a lot, but it's enough to make one blanket only, or one complete blanket, and the yarn, the color does all the work. Do be careful when you buy those cakes that are all the different colors. Take and study them a minute before you purchase them, because just in the event that in the factory, if they didn't connect the color of the yarn properly, and that happens a lot, unfortunately, make sure that it's in the order that you think is appropriate or that you like before purchasing, because whatever you see there is how this is going to come out. Of course, you can manipulate the colors a bit by, cutting the yarn when it changes color and attaching it to another color if you wanted to. Kind of defeats the whole purpose of self-striping yarn, but you can do that. So the Joseph's blanket will be coming out probably, sometime in July. And here's another blanket. I showed the beginnings of this last week. I blocked this blanket, and let me tell you, it did wonders for it. This is a knit blanket. This will be probably sometime August, September. It's not going to be anytime soon. But this is using 3 balls of the Bloom Chunky yarn by Premier Yarns. And this comes in a lot of just fantastic colors. And this is going to be an easy beginner knit project. I would have had this released sooner, but some of the clips did not render properly, so I need to redo some of them. But this blanket will be coming soon. The color, again, it's a color changing yarn, and the yarn does all the work for you. I absolutely love that. And let me show you one more. Yeah, I've got more. I've got more, and this one I'm hoping to release probably August sometime. It's a little more random with the color, but I used the Bloom yarn, three balls of the yarn, and I no joke, I finished this blanket within 2 hours. And that's including some of the designing. So I am pretty convinced that anybody, even who's a confident beginner and upward, could probably make one of these. I'm going to say be generous, within 4 hours. And many of you could probably beat my 2-hour time on this. It's just the wattle stitch. And I love the way that, the yarn was kind of, random with the way the colors came out on this. But this is also another one of those blankets. If you have other kinds of number 5 weight chunky yarn and you need a blanket just quickly and you want it to look decent, right? You don't want it to look like, oh yeah, she only made that in an hour. I can tell. You want it to look nice. I mean, you can even stripe this as you please with the remnants in your stash. Suppose you don't have bulky weight. If you want to just use worsted weight, you can do that. It's going to take you a little bit longer. And all you need to do is add multiples of 3 to the original starting chain once I get the pattern out there. And anyway, a 2-hour, really, I'm going to call this probably another 4-hour baby blanket, but most of you can probably do it in 2 or 3. So I really did enjoy this. I think I may start looking for some more color changing yarns of this thickness so that I can add to my baby blanket box. And this would be a really fun way to, add baby blankets for donations. I try to give them as gifts to the new moms at our church. And that keeps me busy enough. So I keep a group of them on hand just for that. Let's see, what else do I have here? If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, please consider doing that. You can look at the video description and see the link to my website, which is simply There are 2 ways to get there, bonniebaycrochet.com or bonniebay.com. Both of them will get you to my website. At the homepage on my website, you'll see a little blurb about me, and you scroll down, and then you can fill in the boxes for the newsletter. If you don't like it, once you get it a couple times, it's easy. You just unsubscribe to it, and we're gone. We don't bug you. We don't, and we don't sell your name and your information to anybody. People have asked, and I just say, nope, I don't do that. Um, I don't like it when it's done to me, and which is why I don't sign up for a lot of stuff these days because I don't need the extra spam in my mailbox. So, and I don't send them out every day. I send them out on a good month once a week. But realistically, about every other week, I try to get it out to everybody and just to let you know what's going on, opportunities, new designs, and just little tidbits and things like that. Uh, I'll probably put a picture, of my flowers. Yes, the deer have discovered them. They have trimmed them down once for me out in front, but they're still doing okay. And just to let you know, I put a little blurb on the YouTube shorts. I don't really do many of them, but I thought, oh, this might be an appropriate place. So you can see the picture if you look at the YouTube shorts on my flower dilemma. It's the battle that I engage in every year. It's been we're coming up on 20 years. Been 20 years on this property. So I've been doing this for about that long. The deer have consumed many things that I've put out, and I have been able to keep them away at times, sometimes, and other times not. Um, so I am trying something new this year that someone at the end of last year suggested. It just made a lot of sense to me. Instead of running out and buying expensive, stinky stuff that would make my porch unbearable to sit out and enjoy, I appreciate people's suggestions, for liquid fence and all of that. But honestly, it's so expensive. I'm not gonna do that. And when the wind blows in your direction, you don't want to be out there because it smells so bad. No wonder the deer don't want to be there, right? But what I did is I went through my supplies here and I found some old knitting needles that somebody gave me years ago. I don't use these are really thin ones and tall ones. I like to use circular wooden needles, really, really, I know, fancy ones, I guess, but that are really, really good for my hands. So I had these in there. I thought, I'm not using these for yarn. So I found some beading string, some clear, stretchy beading string. So I stretched them out and made like it's almost like a fishing line, but a little bit thicker. So I tied them to the knitting needles and put them, about I don't know 8 feet apart and put them all down the line so that there's a string somewhere around in the flowers. And what I like about them is the knitting needles are thin enough and they blend into the environment. It doesn't look like you're covering your flowers up. I mean, people have said, "Oh, just cover them with netting." And I'm like, "But then you're looking at netting, not flowers. I want to look at flowers." So the idea was what someone told me last year is if you string that like monofilament line or something across just above where the flowers are, when the deer bend down, it'll hit them in the nose or it'll brush them and it'll discourage them. They don't see very well. So that's my hope is that it'll just bug them enough to where they won't want to be around. I'm also using you guys, some of you may laugh at this, but I'm also putting garlic powder out there. If they get a taste of the leaf with garlic powder, they will not like it. It's because it's very strong alone. It's not like it's on buttered bread from Italy or something. This is just plain old industrial strength garlic powder from Costco, which is pretty cheap. So been used doing that too since I discovered that they're eating my flowers. So fingers are crossed, and I'm just hoping that when I get back from my trip in 2 weeks, that I will have something left, and hope that the boys and the men in the family here water my plants as well. I may have to put a big flashing sign on the door. Water plants, water plants. Actually, I might do that. What do you think, Hannah? That work? um, okay, so let me get back to the chat, y'all. Ah, I got through all my curriculum here, so let me get back to see where people are. Uh, okay. I think I found where I was. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so looking at the okay, that was one that Hannah already sent me. Um, thank you, Hannah. Okay, Kelly says, I guess in regards to the dreams of Inishir scarf, she says, I was not fond of the dreams of Inishir scarf at first because I was struggling a lot with it, but I have the hang of it. I made mistakes along the way, but it's not noticeable. I didn't notice any. I wasn't looking for any, but just with a quick glance, Kelly, it looks fine. And Freaky Geek, welcome, welcome. And she says, muggy in Ontario, Canada today. Ooh, I know that's hard for you guys up north because I know you don't get that often, and I know it's got to be stifling. I know my friends in Massachusetts, and I was talking with Jennifer Ryan up in New Hampshire, which is north of Massachusetts. For those of you who are sometimes challenged geographically, um, she said, "Yeah, we're dying up here because of the heat." Um, but yeah, I get it. Just in the same way that I'd probably freeze being up there all the time. Sorry, YouTube's being mean to you right now, Hannah. Uh, Freaking geek. Do they use Brazilian nuts as money? Well, I don't think my internet takes Brazilian nuts. Thank you, freaking geek. Um, and Kelly, thank you so much for praying for Kathleen. I know she's going to really appreciate that. Yeah, and thank you, Nessa, for trying to understand the comment. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a way online to purchase the book. I know it's available practically worldwide. Wherever Amazon might be, and of course, other booksellers as well. Hey, Lynn, good to see you in the chat. She says, "Good morning, Sister Bonnie, and everyone in the chat. Hoping you are having a gorgeous, blessed day." Thank you, my friend. Yes, yes. Once we got the chat started, I mean, once we got the live streaming going, it was a little bit of a challenge today. I hope it didn't upset too many people. Um, yeah, and Nessa says, I don't know about the shipping international from Bonnie's Etsy shop. Sorry, I don't know. No, I don't. And just to let you all know, I don't ship international unless you have to contact me privately on my email to even look at doing that. But usually, when you even just shipping to Canada can double or triple the cost of the book. So it just makes more economical sense to just buy it where you are. And that way, you're not, paying for worldwide shipping. It's a little nuts. Um, yeah. And thank you guys. Just so great, so kind. And DC says, Hey Bonnie, cool t-shirt there." Thank you, DC. I have to tell you, this is one that my son, I get it. There you go. My son designed for me several years ago. Um, it's supposed to be just rip it. I'm having kind of a rip it day, rip it out and try again with the broadcast. So maybe it was a bad omen. I don't know, but I don't believe in omens. So I think it's just the luck of the draw. I don't believe in luck either. Providence. But anyway, just the way things are this morning. But yeah, a little bit unraveling there. um, my son Hudson did that for me. I used to have them on my Teespring store, but I looked at my Teespring store recently and I haven't put anything new there in a long time. And somehow they deleted them. So I don't know why they did that. But whatever. Something happened to the store. I guess they upgraded and just yeah, just different. Oh wow. So Joe Lou just moved to Frederick, Maryland and was wondering any crocheting people located in Frederick. Yeah. there are some great stores up in Frederick. I'm about half an hour south southeast of Frederick, Maryland. So yeah, I don't know, Joe. I know that you guys have a great Joanne Fabrics there, a much larger, nicer one than the one that we have near me, and I'm fingers are crossed that they stay in business. Um, just further up the road from you in Hagerstown, it'd probably be, I don't know, a good 30, 40 minutes maybe from you. Up in Hagerstown, there's the yarn shop, and Wendy, who's often in our group chat, is there. You can, that's a beautiful little shop. And they moved. I haven't seen their new one, but their old shop was fantastic. Um, okay, and Kelly wants to know the name of the green shrug. I'll show you the green shrug again. It's called the Fergus shrug. Okay, Kelly? The Fergus shrug. And let's see. Yeah, I mean, you should be able to do these cables. I mean, looking at the Dreams of Inisheer scarf that you sent me this morning, this will be similar. I mean, you might struggle a little bit getting the first couple rows down, but once make it through the first, few rows of the pattern stitch, then you're home free. Uh, and so thank you, DC, for pointing out. Yeah, I don't draw much attention to the t-shirts, but I do have a Teespring store online. It's kind of a third party kind of a thing, but I do need to. I have some ideas for other shirts. I'd like to get up there at some point. I do. Let me show you my cell phone. I need to do some more of these because I like having having things to change. But my cell phone is is from my Teespring store, and it's, I don't know, in the neighborhood of about $20. And so far, I have dropped my phone numerous times, and it has been enough protection to keep it from breaking. And what I liked about that is I could order that phone for me cheaper than anything I can buy around here locally. Those things are so expensive. I don't understand it. As a kid of the 60s, I don't understand why such a molded piece of plastic has to cost so much money, except to say that people are willing to pay it. And that's probably why. Um, and Freaky Geek says, had I been quicker half hour ago, I would have made it in time for the first short live. Oh boy, that was a real exciting one, Freaky Geek. Yep, just trying to hit the right button. Nope, Kelly, you did not sound rude at all. I was actually glad that you reminded me of that. And yeah. All right. So let me see if there's anybody else that I haven't greeted. Wanda Gordon, so glad that you're here. And thank you, Denise. I'm, I guess, way, way, way behind here on this. And Arts and Mimosa wanted to know, is that my macrame? This is getting back to this. No, this isn't macrame. This is crochet. This is crochet. Very, very fun way of doing crochet. And Nina joins us from the Chicago suburbs. I'm so glad that you can be here, Nina. And oh, yay. Red Hook says, I'll see you there in Pittsburgh. Yay. I'm looking forward to it. And Ola Joe, Andrea says, hello there, Hannah. Hope all is well. It's hot here in Virginia. I am sweating. Ugh. Well, I'm not, but that's because you hear the air conditioning droning on behind me. My air conditioning is doing a good job keeping me from sweating. But you also notice I'm not wearing any of these crochet creations at the moment because I would be if I were. um, Freaky Geek says, Ola Joe, you sure you're not melting a little bit? Mm-mm-mm. Yep. And Patricia Morris, great to have you from France. Wow, from Chantilly, France. Welcome, welcome. Bonjour to you, my friend. And is it Kaylee or Callie? Good afternoon to you. Um, and Hannah, Olajo says to Hannah, Hannah, you got this, girl. My daughter is studying to be an RN and just finished homework about 30 minutes ago, and she is asleep now. Worked at the hospital last night. Wow. Thank you. Yeah, Hannah's doing okay. She is holding her own in her anatomy and physiology class. Thank you for thinking of her, Andrea. She could certainly use Could certainly use some prayer. I mean, just because she's, doing full-time care for her grandmother, as well as doing school and dealing with getting the chimney repaired this week. The crew is finally there, and the scaffolding has been erected to continue, to mend what the lightning strike did back back in May. Wow, back when I was down there. You're doing fine, Hannah. Thank you. And Hannah, just to answer you, yes, a lot of life is doing just what you said in the text to me, girl. All right. All right. Well, there are still some more comments. I'm going to read those maybe when I go offline. It is already 103, and I don't really want to hold anybody here. But I just have a very short thought. I like to try to read the scripture or something at the end, just to encourage us all, in the way of, in the way of the Lord, in this day and age when it's largely not really a popular thing. But anyway, sometimes walking, and I'm not saying I do this perfectly, because I don't, and that's why I need the Lord. But yeah, walking the straight and narrow is a lot different than, as Jesus would say, the road that leads to destruction, which is very wide, and many go that direction. But and I've been getting some interesting comments this week, which, sad to say. I'm not going to get into it, but anyway, I had a comment that I read on Twitter this morning, from a pastor. I don't remember where I saw this, but I read it and I can't get it out of my head, and it just made me think, and it made me really, really thankful. Um, well, actually, before I get to do that, I wanted to give away a book. I know it's late. I have a number in my head. The number is between 1 and 20, and the first person who gets that number will get a signed copy of the Contemporary Celtic Crochet. So go ahead and go. There's a number between 1 and 20. And I'm going according to the feed that comes into my. Okay, still don't see it. Still don't see it. You guys are dancing all around it. Okay. The bee lady. Okay, yeah, you can stop. We got it. The bee lady. Um, Apary. Okay, you are our winner. Okay, the bee lady. Okay, I hope you're in the US. um, if you're not in the US, I can send you some PDFs. Okay, I will give you a choice of 3 PDFs from my store. But if so, I don't have a name. I've not seen your channel before, so great. I'm glad it's somebody new. So the bee lady, um, if you could send me an email with your mailing address. bonniebay@me.com is my email. It's also in the video description. I'll go ahead and put it in the chat at the bottom. And the only thing I use that for is to send the book in the mail. And then after that, I do not keep record of it. I only keep records of the newsletter people, because you give me permission electronically to send you emails, the newsletter. And then once that, again, if you ever want to unsubscribe, it's really easy to do. So the bee lady, if you would send me, bonniebay@me.com, I'm the only one who gets that email. I will put a signed copy book in the mail to you. Again, as long as you're in the US. Um, and congratulations. And again, congratulations to Kelly, who was our first in the chat. So sorry, guys, I almost forgot that entirely. But getting back to my closing thought, I read this morning, of all places on Twitter. Usually Twitter is not the place to read encouragement, but I saw this on Twitter and I thought, wow, that is profound. And this is what was said. He said, if God truly can read our hearts, we should shudder. So if we really believe that God can know our hearts, that should make us fear God. And that just immediately made me think of the grace of the Lord, and just how his sacrifice on Calvary, on the cross, just has covered every problem with my heart. Not because of how great I am, because I know I am not great. None of us truly are if we think about it in terms of what's going on in our hearts, but because he is great. And I just that just really touched me this morning, you know. Yeah, and it made me think, yeah, what is really going on in my heart? And it was just a good wake up call for me to make sure that my heart is where I think it should be, and what it's not, that it's submitted to the Lord, to be processed a little bit better. Anyway. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Denise. I just got Hannah's text about found out that your brother passed away. I am so sorry. Um, I will put you on my list and pray for you as well, for that, because I know that can't be easy. So anyway, I just want to wish you guys a wonderful week, and I hope to see you next week. I'll be broadcasting from way down south in Georgia. God bless. Bye bye.